Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be unboxing the Vitamix E320 Explorian series blender. It comes packed with a couple of extra goodies and it's an exclusive to Costco. So you ready? Let's get into this. Okay, let's go ahead and explore the box. Just in case you didn't know, Vitamix here is made and assembled completely in the United States. And the company is and has been family owned since 1921. They are a brand that has been synonymous with quality the entire time. And when you're talking about good blenders, Vitamix here is always at or near the top of the list in every conversation. You can see in the box, you get your pitcher, you got your base, you got a tamper here, and basically you slide that in through the top and you can move that around and move the ingredients of the pitcher here without having to open the pitcher up, just in case stuff gets stuck. Also, you've got a recipe book, it looks like. And the bonus accessories you get here that come in the box from Costco are the 2 travel cups and also the personal cup adapter here. And what that is this attaches to the top of the base here and allows you to use the travel cups so you can blend directly in them. As we go around the box, this panel talks about going beyond blending, just showing that the blender can do a lot of things that aren't necessarily what you would think about as far as what you do with the blender. For instance, other than blending, you can do smooth beverages, you can do textured sauces, you can steam hot soups, because actually this is a hot and cold blender, so you can actually crank up the speed so high that you heat stuff, so you can make soup in this thing, and also frozen desserts. Okay, and here you can see everything that's in the box here. There's the personal blender adapter, the cups, the second cup here, the base, and the pitcher here. And it mentions that the pitcher is a 64 ounce 2 liter pitcher. The motor base has a variable speed control. We got that personal adapter with the 2 cups and the recipe booklet and tamper. The next panel here is more of the same, but it goes into a little bit more detail. It's got a little bit more information about some of the components, including the fact that the blades are laser cut and that the entire drive system is all metal. That's kind of neat because usually you get plastic there. And not only do you have a variable speed control, but you also have pulse. And on top of that, you get a really good 7-year warranty with these that covers parts, labor, and shipping both directions. So you're gonna pay quite a bit to get one of these, but at least you don't have to worry about it for 7 years. And on the back panel here, just in case you couldn't tell, Vitamix is built to last in nice, big, huge letters, just for them to drive that home a little bit more. All right, let's get this thing popped open. Always love doing these unboxing. Feels like Christmas every time I do one. Okay. There's the lid. Pop this open. Okay, first thing, here's a tamper. One thing you notice about this is really light. I mean, this is like super cheap light, actually. It's, this weighs almost nothing. So I remember I had a Vitamix back in the day, and these used to be a lot heavier. You used to have a rubber handle on it and everything. This is just a formed piece of plastic, and a hollow one at that. So I don't know. Vitamix, you're suspect. Okay, next we've got, it's like a lid for one of the cups here. Nice rubber seal on that. It's got a flip top on here, but it actually requires you to pull the tab to open that. Squeeze this together and pull the lid up, just like that. It's got a loop on it to hang this from stuff, or you can just carry it a little bit easier. So there's that lid. It's like one of our cups. Now this is plastic also, but this is nice quality plastic, big time. You probably won't be able to tell on here, but it actually has an inner layer and an outer layer. So this probably has a little bit of an insulation effect to it as well. And to put these lids on here, they just kind of twist on and it goes on like that. Nice, huh? Well, I don't know, the tamper was underwhelming, but that's a nice quality cup here. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Looks like we got cup number 2 here, just like the other one, a little instant replay. Very nice. And right here, looks like the personal adapter. They do have these wrapped really nice though. I mean, it's not gonna get damaged in shipping or anything. And this will sit down on the base. And it looks like if you wanted to blend a single serving, you would just put all your ingredients into this, and then you would have to put this on here upside down, twist that on like so, and then it would go on the blender like this. And you would just blend, take it off, turn this back upside down again, and pull this whole thing off again. Sort of a lot of work, actually. A little surprising, but I don't know, we'll see. And as you can see underneath, all metal down here, metal gear, metal everything. Most of the time you get plastic, and if I've learned anything is that metal is better than plastic. So you got that. Okay, pop this open here. That looks like our other top. So we get 2 tops for our 2 cups. Exciting. And now we got some booklets. This is a little welcome to the family booklet, and basically what this is it tells you about their rewards program. So in other words, buy a bunch of expensive stuff from Vitamix and you'll get a few bucks back to buy more expensive stuff from Vitamix. All right. Okay, next here we got a getting started guide. Oh, it's a couple of things. This booklet is for the personal cups and the adapter, and it's basically just a little bit of safety information and a little bit of warranty information as well, along with some instructions for proper use, but we don't need that because I bet you already know how to use a blender. Okay, right here we got the getting started guide, and basically this is teaching you how to use the personal cup adapter here, along with some pretty cool recipes in here for a bunch of stuff that you can make with this thing. And then down here we have the first blends book. And again, this is individually wrapped once more. We got the specification book with the instructions for use and all the safety information, as well as how to clean it and everything else. Well, there you go. So that'll go in our drawer and we'll never see this thing again. And here we got the first blends book. And again, basically it's another book full of recipes. These are, I guess these are regular blender recipes, and the other recipe book is just for the personal cup adapter. So there you go, there's some batters, some nut butters in there, some flour and dough, frozen desserts, some watermelon that they probably could have, I don't know, done a better job with that piece of watermelon there, because this looks kind of haggard actually. I'd recommend that anybody who picks one of these up would go ahead and at least try to do some of the things in these, because it'll give you a better understanding of how these things work. Okay, next, got the pitcher. And this thing's wrapped pretty well here. Okay, it's got a big, beefy rubber lid for it here that just kind of snaps on. A lot of them have locking mechanisms or screws. This is just rubber and it snaps on here. It's got this top here that pops right off. It's just basically a twist and on, and then you twist it again and you can pop it back off again. And this is where the tamper goes. So if you were blending with this, the tamper would come in here and you just kind of move that around in there and jiggle stuff free that gets stuck when you're blending. Again, if you flip this over, this is all rubber here, probably for noise dampening. And then again, your gears and stuff here are all metal. This pitcher has both metric and standard measurements written right onto the side of the pitcher, so that's nice. And again, this is a nice thick quality, but this is plastic. This is not a glass pitcher. Okay, now, slide all this out. They did do a really nice job on the packaging here. You see everything is compartmentalized. Okay, I'll take this on out. Okay, there's your blender base. There's your on-off switch here, your pulse, and the variable speed control right here. In the bottom of the base, we've got the power cable coiled up, and it's got these tabs on here that will help keep the power cable in here. Little bit flimsy looking on these tabs, so I'd be a little concerned about these breaking at some point, but I don't know, maybe they'll be okay. I'd still be careful with those anyway. Okay, let's try to fire this thing up. By the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks, and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Yeah, I don't know, those plastic tabs just don't seem very strong. If you own one of these with those plastic nubs on the bottom, it would be interesting if you left a comment and let me know if those things have broken on you yet, because they just kind of seem like they would. Okay, so we got the base on here. Go ahead and put the blender on top. Let's turn this on, see how loud it gets. It turned on. On low, you can tell it's still pretty loud. Bring that variable control all the way up. And that is a very loud blender. It's extremely loud, actually. Wow, okay. If you have the power off and use the pulse button, it looks like it will pulse based upon what you have the variable speed set to. So if I got it all the way low and I pulse it, then that's a very slow pulse. If I turn this all the way up and pulse it again, then I get that really loud pulse. Wow, that's kind of weird. This dial can actually turn a little bit past 10, it looks like. So if you've ever seen Spinal Tap, you crank that up to an 11, it looks like. Let's take a look and see what happens if I actually turn that with this on. We're on 10. And nope, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, that doesn't do much, so it must just be, I don't know. Interesting. Hey, also, if you have one of these, if your knob can do this and move around like that, see that? Let me know about it in the comments. Okay, now we have the personal cup adapter. So evidently, whatever you're gonna put in here, you would have to go ahead and, I assume, put that into this cup first, and then take this thing and turn it upside down, and then turn it onto it and kind of twist it on, because I don't see, there's no way to get this cup on here if that's already on there, because you're just gonna pour everything out. So this kind of seems a little bit gimmicky, meaning that a lot of other companies that make blenders have these single serving cups, but they typically have a blade base that just kind of screws into it, and then you can just kind of stick it on right here. Maybe they couldn't do that with the way the Vitamixes are designed or something like that, I don't know. But for our purposes, we would have to put something in there like that, tighten it up, turn this over, get that on there, and again, got that. Oh wow, that's even louder. All right, so that's even louder than the, whoa, see that? Okay, and you can do the variable on this as well. Oh, and if you didn't see the tamper before, or you couldn't tell from the unboxing, this is basically how it goes. When this is in here, you can see it never goes down far enough to touch the blades. That way you can have the blender turned on, and you can use the tamper around in here, and you don't worry about shaved bits of plastic here in your drink because they can't hit this. I don't know, this kind of reminds me of something else, but that's a story for another day. The only other thing I'll mention is that this entire housing is made of plastic, because you can't tell that. It's got a nice finish, it's a nice high quality plastic, but it is plastic nonetheless. How well it stands up to use, not sure, just took it out of the box. But since it's plastic, I wouldn't use anything abrasive to try to clean it. Once again, this is the Vitamix blender model that's sold over at Costco right now for $3.99. We have 2 more videos planned for this blender that we're going to be pushing out here pretty quickly. Our first video will be a full-on product review, and our second one's going to be a versus video between this Vitamix blender here and our Ninja Foodie Power Blender. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Joe's Phenomenal, you can check out a couple more videos here or check us out online at joesphenomenal.com. I thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule to come watch our videos. So until next time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.